Hey guys, thank you for being so patient and for viewing this video. I've had a couple of laptop difficulties, but they're all resolved now. Today, I will show you how to add multiple highlight colors to objects with different rarities in your game. I've assigned 3 keys to the side-scroller character. The first key allows for a static look, the second key pulsates, and the third key removes the highlight material. First off, let's go to the highlight material we created in my previous video a couple weeks ago, and we're going to add the pulsate feature. First of all, we will add a time node, then connect that to a sign node. Now we will add a constant bias scale, connect that to that, then we will multiply it. And plug this value into the B, and this clamp right here, we can plug this into the A. Then finally, we can plug the output of the multiply node into the alpha of the linear interpolate node. And that was actually it for the pulsate. We can apply it, and that will be all. Secondly, to add multiple colors in your scene, you will first need to go to the Edit tab, browse to Project Settings, let that load up, drag this up here, then scroll down to Rendering, scroll this down again, and head down to the Post-Processing tab, and for the Custom Depth Stencil Pass, click Enabled with Stencil. And after that, you can close that off, and we can begin our highlight colors. Firstly, I will add 3 other highlight rarities in our scene. Duplicating the current color, I will set the first rarity to be common. So let's name that to common, and move this over here. And this color will be white. Then I'll create my other 2 colors. Now that we're back, I've added 4 colors in total. I have common, uncommon, rare, and legendary. Before we get into adding more nodes, I'm just going to space this out. After that, we can add a scene texture node. Okay, and to the left, we will change the scene texture ID to custom stencil all the way down here. Now, we will add a component mask to the color. And then we will switch off the G value in here, the green value. So we can just have the red value right here. Then we will subtract this. Oops. There we go. By 1. And then we'll finally clamp it. Minimum will be 0 and the maximum will be 1. Now we will add a linear interpolate node, or a lerp node for short. And we will connect our common and uncommon to the values here. The common value will go to A, and the uncommon value will go to B. Then at the result for the clamp value, we will connect this to the alpha node. Then we would duplicate this lerp node, and this output will go to the A input. Drag this up here. And now for our rare node, we will connect the result into the B value. And to add more from here, we will have to add another clamp node and a subtract node. So let's space this out. Now we can duplicate this with Ctrl W, and we can use this output and connect this into the A input for this subtract node. Zoom that, or move that over here. Then we will clamp this and connect this input or output to this input. Then after that, we can connect this output into the input of the output from the lerp. And then from here, you can add as many rarities as you want to. If you want to just have 2, all you'd have to do is just use this output from the first lerp node and connect this to the multiply input, and you'd be set. But I'd like to add more than just 2 rarities, and I'd like to add these other 2 first. So I would duplicate all of this and use this output node and connect it to the A value. And then for the legendary output, I will connect this into the B value. Now I will subtract this number from here, and that's it. Then we can connect the output of this lerp node into the multiply A value. And then you should have all of your highlight colors set up. Before I move on, if you wanted to add more colors, all you'd have to do is create a new color. So let's do that. I'll make this red, and I'll have this super rare. And let's drag this over here. And then we'd have to duplicate these 3 nodes again. Hook up this output into this input. Let me zoom in. There we go. Connect this output into the B value. Subtract this from our previous subtract node. And then you can connect this output from the lerp node and connect this into the multiply A value. And that's how you'd add more highlight colors in your scene. Make sure to apply all your settings, and then we can head back to the viewport. Then going to our post-process volume, we will scroll down into the rendering features in the post-process materials tab, and we will add our material. Asset reference, and our material was just highlight. Okay, so after that's set, we can go to our objects in the level and start adding different rarities to each object. Starting off with the RPG first, and click on this and scroll down to the rendering tab, and then go to the custom depth stencil value, and you can set the stencil value from 0 to however many item rarities you've added. So if we set this to 1, this will still show up as white because that's our common color. But I can change this to 2, and this will be our common color, and so on and so forth. 3 will be our purple color, and 4 will be our legendary color. Now after that, we can view off into our second object. I'll have to edit this blueprint to get each different object's stencil color. Go to the viewport. And so for our carbine, let's scroll down to its rendering tab, and we can set the custom depth stencil value to 3. And you can do the rest for all your items in the game. Now after that, you can close this off and head back to the viewport. When you play, your objects will have different item rarities. As a side note, if you didn't want your items to post, all you'd have to do is come back to the highlight material and disconnect this output node from the clamp. And you can connect this part back into the alpha node. Make sure to apply your settings. And now, your items won't post anymore. As a second side note, you can create a material instance on the highlight material for a better way to customize each item color. So all you'd have to do is turn these on or enable these, and you can actually change the colors from here. So it's actually a little bit easier than going back into the original material and doing it manually, as shown right here. And then you can also add the highlight instance material, or I guess, yeah, material, and change the array element in the post-process volume into the highlight instance. The highlight instance does the same thing as the original material, but if you decide to change the rarity color later on, it could be easily done here. Thanks so much for watching my video, and if you enjoyed it, perhaps leave a like and a subscribe. Have a great day.